welcome to You're Wrong About Musicals. I'm Esme,
And I'm Nell.
and today we are doing the Tony Awards and other news and topics that we want to discuss.
It's a
Um,
very low effort episode.
it is. It's a very busy week for both of us. We've both got a lot going on. When this comes out, Taylor Swift would have been happened.
We are
Um,
seeing Taylor Swift later this week of recording. We would have seen it last week of listening.
Yes, she would have played Beautiful Ghost Wembley Night 1 just for us.
Just for us.
Just for us. I have successfully convinced one of our friends that she's definitely playing it.
She's going to. We all know it.
Because here's the thing, I can't lie, it did start out as a bit of a joke. Now, the surprise song choices have got insane. She did This Is What You Came For and Carolina in Liverpool. And
I
then when
think
she
she's got to do it.
I genuinely, like, if you'd have asked me 3 months ago, in all seriousness, is Taylor Swift going to play it? I would have been like, probably not, but it's funny to joke about. Now I
Yeah.
genuinely think she might do it. My biggest fear at the moment is it's not going to be our night.
No. Okay. I think she's definitely doing like
London Boy.
London Boy all
Yeah.
night.
It's never been played, so. Watch how she whips out in Cardiff this week. That'd be hilarious to me.
Part of it's like tomorrow.
I know. I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, let's get on into this because we have not got a lot a day. Um, oh God, should we start with this? Because it's our thing.
Sometimes it sucks always being right.
Sometimes you're really
Sometimes.
ahead of the curve in the best way.
Listen, it's about operations, mate. So I'm going to
Obviously.
complain first. I love to start. I love to start an episode by complaining.
Yes.
The thing we have all, I don't know if it's been clear, the thing we've always thought about Operation With Me is objectively, our dislike of the show itself is subjective. We just
Yeah.
don't like that. And I think we've always tried to acknowledge that.
I see what
Of,
they're
hey, we don't
trying
get
to do.
what, yeah, we don't get why people like it, so it's not our show. Fine. The
Mm.
criticism we have actively had of Operation With Me is the ticket prices
Yes.
because they are insane.
That's been my
And
biggest thing with it is I've been also thinking about ticket pricing a lot this week because of all this, and then also I saw Cabaret last Wednesday. If you didn't listen to the prom, and I was furiously getting ready in the background.
yeah, well, I complained as well.
Yeah. Well, now complained.
I'm on a bit of a complaining streak right now.
Negative vibes only. Um, because I've been thinking about the ticket price of that and whether or not uh, Cabaret can justify it. Mincemeat cannot. That's basically the thing I've gone down to. I don't agree with either of those pricings. And for Cabaret, I'd like it to be known I won the lottery. I didn't buy a
Yeah,
£150 ticket. But like, I like the production of Cabaret. I can't go around recommending it to a lot of people because I don't think you should pay that much for a fish ticket.
yeah. And I think the basing it on the demand on the day is crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, okay, we also did not buy tickets to Mincemeat. My mum bought tickets to Mincemeat.
Shout out to Nell's mum.
Shout out to my mum. And she spent £80 total on
Yeah,
two tickets,
yeah,
which were restricted view. We
yeah.
did not see a ton.
Nope.
They were right at the back. We were like up in the balcony, right
Mhm,
at the back.
mhm.
And it was 80 quid for two tickets.
Yeah.
And listen, we love theatre. We love going to
Mhm.
theatre. We rely on the shit seats to go and see
We
theatre.
do. We and also like even if we're not in shit seats, then we've not paid full price for that seat. Like we've done a rush, we've done a lottery, we've bought them in a sale. Like there is something that's happened. There's some access scheme that's happened for us to be able to go see that, you know?
Or someone else has bought the tickets for us.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
been a birthday present.
Yeah.
Like Love Never Dies was something we booked the day it dropped.
Yeah.
And we got quite literally the worst
Got
seats in the
shit
theatre as a
seats.
joke mainly, but
Yeah,
also because
yeah.
they were the most affordable.
Yeah.
And the point here is trust us.
Mm.
We know what accessible pricing in theatre looks like.
Yeah.
Mincemeat is not it.
And it's never
There
been
is
it.
very,
It's
very
never been
limited
it.
accessibility in pricing.
Because I remember when I found that when we were sat in a restaurant actually when we found out the pricing.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
remember looking at the website and just going, there has to be some kind of rush. There has to be some kind of lottery. And there is a lottery, but it's really hard to win. And there's a lot of concerns around bots and it's not run every day. There has to be some kind of sale. There has to be something where every ticket is not actually selling in this theatre for £40+.
I was like, even when Esme won the Cabaret lottery,
Mm.
it was what, a £25 ticket?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And for me,
And even if you hadn't,
no,
I
watch
hope
me
I'm right in
check
saying
my
this,
bank account
yeah,
before I bought the ticket.
and I think I'm right in saying this, even if you hadn't won the lottery, there are technically cheaper seats available for Cabaret.
Yeah, they sell some for 40, and that's another issue I have with the production is I do
Yeah.
agree with the criticism of
Cabaret is not the best example, it's just the one Esme saw most recently, so we're
yeah,
using it.
and also it is known for its expensive ticket pricing.
Yeah.
So I think it is comparable in a lot of ways. Because there was a report that came out today and said Cabaret this week. There's just been a lot of talk about ticket prices for the West End this week.
Yeah. Oh, I saw, sorry, this is so
Go
kind
ahead.
of actually
Sure.
off topic. There was, I think we talked about the same report where it was like, oh, the top ticket prices rose 9% over the
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And I was someone responding to it, and they were like, actually, this is really misleading because the lowest ticket prices dropped. I was like, well, that's not what that's saying, is it?
Yeah,
It's saying the top ticket prices rose
and I was like, I
to
definitely
make
have.
up for the lowest ones dropping. That's
I
how it
felt like
works.
theatre tickets have risen, though. Like, as a whole, I feel like I'm spending more on theatre than I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think on the one hand, it is inflation. Everything is getting more
Everything's
expensive.
going up.
And, it does suck. And it's why I haven't seen theatre in a few months now.
Mm.
But I'm still finding in most shows the cheapest ticket prices are still affordable for me.
I'm not being priced out of any shows, and even
Yeah.
like a
Which
cabaret,
we're very
which
lucky to say.
yeah, no, 100%. And even
Like
something
for
like
us, the difference between like a £20 ticket and a £30 ticket, even for the same seat, isn't enough to stop us from going. It's enough to make us think twice.
yeah, it's enough to make us sit down and go,
But
do we really want to see this? But for the big shows, we would still spend 20 to £30 and be
yeah,
like, oh, we got it cheap. Um, Even something like Cabaret, which I should be priced out of, like I was literally walking around going, oh my God, I'm not supposed to be here. There was still a way for me to get a ticket, that is in my
yeah,
price range. And I think that's where the thing goes. And for something like Mincemeat, which is so homegrown and um went from the Fringe and has been to all these small theatres to then to come to the West End, and the Fortune Theatre needs a revamp first off.
yeah.
It's old.
Fortune Theatre is not great. And it does kind of suck that it's putting this very successful show in that keeps extending because there's no opportunity to revamp it.
Yeah.
But then, and this is this is the piece of news we were trying to get to with that.
Yes. And us running around
The
going, I'm
min-
right, I'm right,
we're right.
we're
The
right.
Mincemeat ticket prices have risen.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was what, Friday, Saturday? Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday was all 90.
See, I've always just thought they were far too expensive, so we're just like normal Mincemeat
Yeah, we
behavior.
didn't check.
We don't
Um,
check.
they've now risen and it's now only, I think, Monday and Tuesday are cheaper prices. And it's still, Monday is like 40, Tuesday is like 50.
Yeah.
And then everything else is 90.
Yeah, and fun
Or
fact,
something like that. I don't know the exact prices, but
this started
more
happening.
days are being sold for a higher price than they were previously.
Yeah, I think it's only Monday from the new schedule. It's only Monday that's at the reduced price. Tuesday through to I think like the Tuesday matinees at a reduced price.
I think also something that's really ridiculous is that obviously you have to earn money,
Yeah.
but their pricing is based on demand on the day. So obviously, someone who works a 5-day week cannot go to the theatre on Monday in most cases.
Yep.
So they have to go on the weekend, which is more expensive now.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Also the funny thing about the mincemeat thing is that people started talking about it on like it was announced on like the Tuesday, so we probably could have talked about it last week, but we were just
We
like,
just
yeah,
didn't.
mincemeat is expensive. Fork found in drawer. So we just didn't even discuss it
Fork
because
found in kitchen.
yeah, because
Mincemeat has expensive ticket prices.
for us, mincemeat being expensive is like, yes, water is wet. And then
Yeah.
like I think Thursday I texted you and I was like, oh, this is kicking off. This is a real thing
Like,
now.
people are angry about it.
People, the influencers are pissed, and they are not a group you want to piss off.
And I
Please be
think
nice to us in your
in
Discord.
defense of the influencers, and I don't
Yeah,
know if this is too bold of a word to use, but it does feel like a betrayal. In that this show has
100%.
started from the ground up, it has relied on these very active supporters who will go back and see it again and again. And now
100%.
they're saying, well, actually, thank you for all your work in promoting the show so tirelessly when we couldn't. When our posters were banned on
Yes,
the tube, we got you to print out posters or take out newspapers and promote us on the tube. Thank
yes,
you for that so much. You have gotten us where we are today. We are now pricing you out. You can't come and see this show anymore because it's too expensive. And
yes,
we don't want you
100%.
there anymore. We want the higher bidders. We want more money. That's a betrayal.
That's a betrayal, and like for a
And we've always
show,
said what Mincemeat has done in coming from like workshops, from not even workshops, from a group of friends
Fringe.
to the Fringe to being incredibly successful in the West End. It's very impressive. It's a really good thing to
And that's
show
what
that
we said
musicals can still do that.
in the last Olivier episode. We were like, well, yeah, Operation Mincemeat won Best Musical because they were all talking about fringe funding and how
Yeah,
investing in new works is so important. So giving the award to Mincemeat's a
is a
success
really good
story.
thing. It is. It's. I think I called it like the American dream of British musical theatre,
Yeah, 100%.
and I think that's still
I
true.
think, yeah, that's so true.
The problem comes when it has done all of that,
Mm.
and now it is too expensive for Split Lip, the people that started it.
Yeah.
I don't think if you could take the people that started Mincemeat at the time that they started Mincemeat, I
Yes.
don't think they'd be able to afford to see Mincemeat currently,
No. No.
which
And
is ridiculous.
that's fine. I don't know a lot of people who can
Like,
afford a
say what
90
you will about
pound.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, God knows I do.
Every
He has
episode.
not been, I don't think, I've read his memoir.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been particularly poor.
No. He grew up in Kensington.
Yeah. But even so, every show he has affordable tickets.
Hello
The
Dolly,
reason
which he is producing on the West End, £20 tickets, Nell is constantly telling me about it.
I really want to go.
And
But
Nell the
even like
Staunton's now a Dave
Phantom,
as well.
even like the 2-day Love Never Dies concert
Yeah.
had tickets that we could afford, and so that's why I went. That's why we can see Andrew Lloyd Webber shows
The thing with
because they have. And say what you will of, well, he's a corporation pretty much. He owns
Andrew Lloyd
20 theaters.
Andrew Lloyd Webber is the biggest landlord in the world. I hate him.
Yeah,
However,
he can afford to lose a bit of money on ticket prices.
he also
Completely fair. A very
recognizes
good point.
like
I
his
think Mincemeat can afford to lose a bit of money right
back
now
like
by
back
giving
to
us £20 tickets.
yeah, back to like Andy is he recognizes something so valuable in the cheap tickets of being it's word of mouth, which Mincemeat has thrived off of,
Yeah.
and also ensuring the survival of musical theatre. And that's why he does it, because he cares so deeply about the survival of the art form of musical theatre. And the way to do that
I
is make it accessible.
I also think, as many of them influencers are saying,
Mm.
I don't think
I
it's
agree with them on
bit
this.
lip. I know it sucks. I have like most of them blocked, and occasionally I see one. I have to view the tweet. I'm like, fuck, they are right.
This week I've
Um,
been like, guys, I feel bad for you. I like
I'm really
hate to
sorry,
say this.
but I don't think it's like the actual cast and crew of Mincemeat or like Spit Lip's fault.
Yeah.
It is what they call Avalon,
Avalon?
the like producing company.
Yeah. I have no idea where like
Because
this
having had a very, very, very short
yeah, we can say
conversation
this.
with one cast member,
Yeah.
and like talked about nothing
Yeah.
at all.
Like
Seems very nice. I don't think that they as a group would charge the ticket prices they currently are
yeah.
of their own free will. I don't think they sat down and they were like, we're going to make this show. We're going to build it from the ground up. Tickets will
Yes.
cost 90 for the worst seats in the house.
Yeah.
There's
Also,
no way that
like
you could like theatre and sit here and do that.
yeah, also AG tickets probably have a bigger role in this.
Yeah.
I do really wonder because it does seem like on face value, Split Lip are the public face of this producing wise. because there's such a story built into it. But I don't think they're making a lot of the decisions.
No, I think they're just taking the fall for it, or they're trying to be made to take the fall for it, and I don't think it's working.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I 100% agree. And like, it's only when the influencers started talking about Avalon and blaming them, I was like, wait, why aren't they blaming
I was like,
Split?
who the fuck is Avalon?
And then we
And then we
looked
did a
into
deep
it.
dive as to who Avalon is, and we're like, oh,
Guys, I found the Avalon press packets.
it's crazy. You should look into it.
Fascinating. It's so fascinating.
But anyways,
Yeah,
the whole point of that is
we're
as harsh
right.
as we are on mincemeat, and we are right about it. You know, I think it is very good that it's such a popular show, especially within the community itself, and
Yeah,
therefore with critics,
yeah,
is stirring up this kind of discussion.
yeah.
Because, you know,
I'm glad they're not
it is
accepting
very
it
important
blindly.
to note that, hey, your show relies on us, you can't price us out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know where they go from here, and I don't know how it. I don't think it's selling as well as previous extensions have sold.
No, we were looking at the tickets, I think, last week, and it is literally Mondays and Tuesdays will be like red or yellow or completely sold out. And then the rest of the week is all green, as in good availability.
Yeah,
And obviously, we have to look a few months in advance now
yeah,
because, but to be fair, I'm looking less months in advance than I had to before.
yeah.
Like before, there was just never any availability.
No,
Now
it
it's
was like
I could get a ticket for today probably.
I don't think you'd want to, but yeah, you could.
I wouldn't want to necessarily, but I could.
Hypothetically,
Whereas before, it was literally you could not look at tickets for the coming week.
no.
You had to look like a month in advance.
Yeah, and it's just I.
Anyways,
The
much love to the
longer
influencers. We've always loved you.
the
Ignore the
long
thing I said about blocking.
the longer and longer mincemeat runs, the more and more issues they seem to be running in on the producer front. Like, this is not the first time in recent times where people have gone, hang on, what the fuck is going on with the
Yeah.
producing
I
over there?
think, unfortunately, it's been overly experimental in every
Yes.
aspect of like within the production itself, the experimental parts have worked perfectly.
Yes.
Like the small crew, the casting crew, not the cast, but the like writers and producers and the
Mhm.
cast
Mhm.
being borderline the exact same people
Yeah.
has worked really well. All of that
Yeah.
has worked really well. On the actual like what do you call it? Like behind the scenes of
Producing.
producing it,
Yeah.
yeah, it has been overly experimental and it has not worked.
And yeah, no, I think it worked initially, like in a for a couple of weeks, for like the first year, but now we're into year two. This thing is now a long runner by
I
a
think
lot
it's the
of
thing is
standards.
that the front facing part of it works so well that the issues with pricing and the production
Mm.
were overlooked. They were like, well, I'll pay £40 to see this
Yeah,
because why not?
because it's
Whereas
got
now it's like I'm not going
58
to pay
five
£90.
stars.
Yeah. Whereas now it's become so obvious how bad the production is. Not the
Yeah,
production in the show,
yeah.
but it's in the marketing and the pricing of the show
The
is.
flaws that we have been seeing for a while, not because we're smart, but because
We
I don't
see a
know.
lot of shows
We
for
yeah,
cheap.
yeah. Also, we do deep dives on the rank. Like, I like believe it or not, we do this shit for fun. I've been deep in Cabaret all week. Um,
Yeah.
so we look into these things because it interests me. Like, theatre accessibility fundamentally interests me as a person. So we've been seeing this, and I don't know if it's because we're broken, so we're like, £40 is a lot of money.
I think it's one of those things of like rose tinted glasses where it's
Yeah.
I don't think that every single influencer has just been not seeing how bad the pricing is.
Yeah.
It's just been, well, I love the show so much that I'll deal with the pricing.
Yeah.
And now it's been going on so long and there has been no fix. And in fact, it has actively gotten worse with more raised prices
Yeah.
that they're now going, well, I love the show. I love the show my whole heart. I
Mhm.
can't excuse these pricing anymore. Something
Yeah.
has to change. And I don't think it will. Unless they literally, and I'm not saying boycott mincemeat, there are better things to boycott.
Yeah. Please don't actually
Unless
like
they don't boycott
don't
like
boycott
mincemeat.
Mincemeat. Guys, please.
But the idea is, if they could not sell these tickets because they were too expensive,
Yeah, if they priced out
they
their
probably
ideal
would end up,
audience.
yeah. And I think the backlash they're getting is going to make them rethink it.
Yeah,
But
I
I don't think
wonder.
it's time
Like,
soon,
we don't talk.
unfortunately.
We've stopped mentioning when they announce a extension, and I do wonder what's going to happen when it comes to the next extension. Like, how long are they going to leave it before they announce it?
Because usually they'll announce it, what, like 6 months in advance? They just announced extending till January
Yeah, so yeah,
or
6 months.
January.
Because I no, to January, I believe. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because they haven't done this Christmas schedule yet. And they're like coming soon because that will have its own prices. The Christmas schedule.
And it's going to be basically the whole week around Christmas is, I think, going to be 90. If they stick with their current pricing,
They
that
might
whole
even
week is going
raise
to be
it.
90.
They might even raise it a bit more. I wouldn't be
I don't
surprised.
think they could, because
Do
their
you not?
whole idea is being like, oh, hey, for the best seats in the house, you can pay £40, ignoring that you can pay £40 for the worst.
Yeah,
Even 90,
yeah,
being like, you can get the best seats in the house for 90 is a great marketing technique. I think if you
yeah.
raise it to 100, you can't do that anymore. 100
Mm,
is insane.
yeah.
90, also insane,
But
but
it's not
slightly better
three
than 100.
figures.
Yeah.
I am enjoying all of the. Here's a first seat that I sat in. I didn't pay £90 for this. Jokes. They are funny to me. Any more
Anyways, that's on
things
mincemeat.
to say
It's
on the mincemeat debacle?
I don't know how it came across, that whole rant, but I think it's more sad than anything.
I feel sad for the influencers, and it takes a lot for me
I
to still
do.
feel
I
sad for
feel
the
sad for
influencers.
Spitlip as well. I don't like
Yes.
that their name is being dragged through the mud when they've done an objectively very good thing.
Yeah, I feel bad for people that
But
I
now,
normally don't care
you know,
for.
yeah, much love.
Shout out to the
I hope
influencers.
the tickets get cheaper.
I hope they do a
If they
rush,
release,
at least.
if they release
Yeah.
consistent £20 tickets, I'll say this right now, we will go again.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
If there are consistent £20 tickets, we will go and see Mincemeat again, and I'll try and like it.
I'll go with an
It's
open
been
heart
long enough.
and
It's been
mind.
over a year now. I think I could like it.
Oh no, I when I was seeing
No,
Cabaret
I'm not gonna like it.
and all the swastikas were out, I was like, this is very different from the last time I saw something with
Oh, were
Nazis
they
in it.
bedazzled?
No, no, they were very realistic. The costume design was outstanding.
Yeah.
I was actually rooting for it for
Sorry,
Christmas.
Esme's gonna bring up Cabaret multiple times for different reasons,
Different
but
reasons. I'm always going to be nice about it.
yeah. All right. Next one. We've got to move on because we will
Limpy.
talk about mincemeat for ages.
We will. Limpika. They did a surprise drop after about a month of being like, this album's coming out this day, the album's coming out this day, the album's coming out this day. They finally released it. I gave it half a listen and it is mental. Oh my god, it's insane.
I really want to listen to it. I might listen to it
You know what?
tomorrow. I just realized I can't listen to it today, but tomorrow I
You know
might listen
what?
to it.
I was thinking when we're getting ready for the Eras tour, I might just make you listen to like the most mental parts of the new musicals from this season.
Yeah, I probably should. I really, this is so bad. I was thinking about it, I was like, oh fuck, I don't know any Taylor Swift lyrics. I've forgotten them all. They're gonna make fun of me at the Eras tour. They're gonna say, "This is who I lost the ticket to."
No, it's gonna be fine because it's the pop hits, so you'll just pick them up.
Okay, but what about the surprise songs?
It'll be Beautiful Ghost. We just got to learn the song. We just got to.
I was like, what if I forget the lyrics of Beautiful Ghost when I've campaigned this hard for it?
Oh, I was like, I don't actually know the words to Beautiful Ghosts.
We gotta learn.
We
That's
gotta
our
learn. That's our task.
Because
Learning
I'm
will be
getting
fine.
ready. Song.
Manifesting it. No,
Yeah.
because I heard
Excited.
the Limpika Overture. I heard it and I went, "What the fuck is this? This is insane. I must listen more." Um, and then I also listened to The Outsiders, this week. Um, it's very pleasing to the ear, The Outsiders. I don't know if I fully love it. If it came to London, I would 100% go see it. There's the song Great Expectations. When it really swells, it is outstanding. It just takes a minute to get there, and I have to play that for you. There's
Okay.
part in Limpika I have to play for you as well as the overture. Like, I've been like making a mental list of like things I must play for you when I next see you in person. And I was like, oh fuck, that's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
errors. Now I just have written down end of the stage door, question mark. Because
Oh yeah.
now before it's like this is partly discoursey because it was buzzing around about a week ago now. But also we've been kind of having this discussion about the state of the stage door for a couple of months.
Yeah. I don't think ever really on, not camera, but while
On
recording.
mic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I very
On air.
vividly remember having a conversation with you. I think it was Aeneas Mitchell while we were just walking around and was
Yeah.
like, this is bad, right? I'm the only
Yeah.
one who thinks this is going a very scary direction. So this kind of all started, well, I think one reason someone said that they were going to be on Jeremy Jordan's understudy, and then made a TikTok about it.
Which is insane just on its own.
Crazy statement just to put out to the world. Inside voice, and then put it on a TikTok, and then upload said TikTok. Like,
I think even like Inside Voice is crazy.
yeah, inside
Like,
voice is
yeah,
crazy.
I have seen a show and been like, oh, the understudy is performing.
Mm-hmm.
And been, this sounds rude, but slightly disappointed. I'm like, oh, I've heard such good things. Like Phantom.
Oh yes.
One of the many times.
Well, many, many times.
Everyone told me they're like, oh, Lily Carehouse is amazing as Christine. You are going to love Lily Carehouse as Christine. I was like,
Yes.
incredible. And then we saw it, and it was her, I thought understudy or alternate. I think understudy.
It was the understudy, I believe you were saying.
Yeah, it was Eve Shani Wilson, who was also incredible. Like, me and my sister saw it together. We walked out and like, she is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, she is incredible. But when we found out it was her, we were like, oh, this will be fun. But we were really looking forward to seeing Lily Carehouse as well. And we've seen Lily Carehouse since, and she is incredible. Like, she really lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really happy I saw Eve Shani Wilson because it was an entirely different take on the character.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like her interpretation of Christine.
Different interpretation. I mean, I have famously
I've
seen.
never walked out and been like, I'm so angry that I've seen an understudy. It's been, this isn't what I thought I was getting when I walked in. And I'm happy because I am seeing a show I like.
Embarrassingly enough, seen Hadestown 3 times in the last 3 months.
Can I just tell you guys something about how many times I've seen Hamilton? I've seen Hamilton. I've seen Hamilton once. How many times I've seen Phantom?
You've
in
seen
2 years.
5 times, I think.
Phantom, I've seen it 4 times, Esme. I've seen Phantom 4 times in 2 years. I saw it with my family, I saw it with you, and then I've seen it twice with my sister.
Oh yeah, that's 4. I've had a feeling it was 5.
That's 4.
Yeah, I can't count.
I was in set 8 maths.
I had a conversation with my friend today about what day of the week it was.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've seen Phantom of the Opera 4 times in 2 years, which is an insane amount of times. To be clear, I think it's an insane amount of times to see the show. In 2 months, Esme has seen Hadestown 3 times.
Yeah, it's
if we
bad.
go again.
Anyway, we're going again.
We are going again.
We are going again.
We are going to go again.
Going again.
She will have in less than a year, in less than half a year.
Hey,
she will have seen Hadestown the same amount of times I've seen Phantom.
Hey, last
in 2 years,
I saw Fuck Ass Oklahoma 3 times.
That's crazy to me.
I forgot about that. And then I was talking about Cabaret, and then I was like, do I like it? I was thinking about it. I was like, do I like it because I just like the production, like I did with Oklahoma? Where I was like, I don't want to see any normal Oklahoma, just Fuck Ass Oklahoma. And I was like, oh yeah, you saw that 3 times, Esme. That's batshit. Anyway, point of that. Every time I've seen Hadestown, different Eurydice, and I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah, like I kind of get the people. Not to bring it back to Mincemeat.
Yeah.
But the people who like they had the cast bingo.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. That's a fun thing to do, especially with such a small cast.
Yeah. And if you
the idea of getting to see every possible combination, that's really fun.
Yeah.
And I believe we saw an understudy. We have constantly debated this because we're not actually sure.
For what?
I think we saw the understudy for Bevins.
We don't know. We have no idea.
We genuinely don't know.
Idea.
we saw like there was nothing on the board outside being like this is who is playing.
Also, the boards like meant nothing to us because those names meant nothing to us because we were going
We
in
didn't know
completely
anything
fresh.
about
We
it.
had no idea. And also,
Um,
when we walked out, we were really trying to instigate the one block rule. So we were just
one
like,
block, one block from the theatre.
walk. It was like at Aeneas Mitchell where I just go to you and I just
walk.
No, at Aeneas Mitchell where you just say something and I'd be like, I'm not responding right
Oh,
now. I'm not responding right now. Aeneas Mitchell now kept saying.
I was really nice at the Aeneas Mitchell concert. I just want to make that
I was
clear.
provoked.
It's when they started playing the Hadestown album that Esme kept going, one block away now, one block away.
You said something to me and I was like, that on paper, like very normal thing to be saying in this situation, but I can't respond right now.
It was also when we saw the playbill.
It started because of the playbill, and then when it was Chan on, and you went, actually, I know you're just lying to get a reaction out of me, and so I just went, one.
It's because of the gods. I'm like nearly doing it nasally enough to sound right.
See, here's the thing. After 2 bottles of wine, I can do a great impression.
It's great.
Anyway,
all of
understudies.
that. The idea of getting to see a show and then being angry about who you saw. My one exception to this, I think, is Boy George. If I saw Moulin Rouge, I'd be angry. If I saw Moulin Rouge with Boy George, I'd be fuming. And he was the overstudy.
The thing is that like I saw
he was like
I think about the fact that I almost saw Hadestown on Broadway in like 2022 all the time.
That's crazy. I also back to the stage door thing.
Anyway, back to the stage door thing. Fan culture.
I don't know if I ever showed you this or like sent it to you. I saw this thing on Instagram and it was like a guide to stage door etiquette. And I was like, well, let me look at this.
Yeah.
Let's see what like I was expecting it to be like, be respectful. It was a lot of it was like, if you want a hug, you have to ask. Don't just do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty basic, but yes.
Basic boundaries, guys.
Yeah. As well as just being like, stuff like be prepared with a Sharpie and anything you want them to sign, whether that's your program, whether that's a piece of artwork you've done. I said, and then one of them was make sure you bring a gift for every cast member. I was like, what?
I'm making a shocked face for you at home.
I get it to some extent. Like, I understand the idea of, if you're going to bring a gift, don't just give it to one person.
Yeah.
Especially if that's in front of the other cast members. I'm trying to put myself in that place and I'm like, I don't think I'd care. Yeah. Especially if it's like, you're giving it to the lead actor.
Yeah.
Sure. Or like a lead cast member, I'd be like, fine. The other one I saw where I was like, I kind of get this, I kind of don't. It was like, make sure you know exactly who everyone is.
Yeah.
Before going. And like my sister does that when I don't stage door, really. I think I've gotten not too old for it, but me and Esme both are just like, I don't think stage door is the place for us. There are some scenarios I could see myself doing it.
Yeah, there's special occasions and
really stage door.
Also, I'm at the point now where I also care more about getting home. And normally I'm hungry or at least thirsty. And at that point in the night, I just want to go home. Like,
yeah. But I've staged door with my sister, specifically at Phantom, twice now.
Yeah.
And on both occasions, someone has come out and I've not been, because obviously they're wearing a lot of costume in Phantom.
And like
they've come out and I've been like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure who that is. And she'll be like, oh, well, it's obviously this dancer from the chorus, and we'll like know their name.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's great that you know that, genuinely.
Yeah.
And it's because my sister loves dance. She loves Phantom.
Yeah.
Loser, who could ever like Phantom? I'm looking at my Phantom shelf right now.
Who has a Phantom shelf? God.
Who would do that?
Who would do that?
But I think that is a good thing. But I'm also like, is it kind of like if I was stage dooring, if I was coming out and someone knew like my full name?
Yeah.
I guess no, because you're like listed in the program.
I also like the whole stage.
I guess it would be ruder if you didn't know who I was.
Yeah, also, but I don't know. I think this is such an interesting debate on song runners, and also I saw a TikTok. I saw the TikTok, and then I saw the TikTok reposted, was someone being like, it was like that thing where it's like things someone has done to annoy me, and then the next stage was one of them, someone at six, and being like, oh, I didn't like stage door. They didn't stage door, and it was so rude because it was the last performance of the week, so they had a day off tomorrow, so why didn't they stage door?
Oh, I saw this.
I saw it on TikTok, and then I saw it again. On Twitter,
I think
reposted.
I saw on
Yeah,
Twitter.
and the whole thing around stage door, and we've not said this publicly, but we've said this amongst ourselves.
Mm.
Someone's gonna get hurt, like really hurt one of these days.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
The way things are going.
And it is, I can see it going two ways.
Mm.
Either two fans are going to get in a scrap.
Yeah, that's happened. The Outsiders stage door, mental. You know that guy Dylan on TikTok?
Yes.
He got pushed
Yes.
at like to the ground of the Outsiders stage door.
Jesus. But it's going to be, I can see it getting into like a proper fight.
Oh, like making the news fight, not just like us
Yeah.
amongst ourselves.
Like borderline lethal fight, you know?
Yeah, like the cops having
like
people.
I can see it getting bad.
Yeah.
Or, and I think, I don't know if it's right to say this is the worst scenario. An actor is going to say, I'm really sorry, I'm not stage dooring tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And someone is going to get mad at that and follow and harass them or follow and attack them.
See, the following and harassing already happens. That's also the thing.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
Barrett, I'm sorry when we made fun of you years ago. You were
Barrett,
right.
You may have been way off with that Italian post. However, you were an oracle
right about the stage door one.
when it came to the stage door one. And I was thinking about that, like, if Barrett were to put out that post today, I think she'd have so much more blowback.
Yeah.
But I also, there's also like the thing with me and stage dooring is I'm tired and I've not done a show. Like they are home from work. They are coming home from work. And I think about myself when I come home from fucking uni and I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to lie in my bed, you know? And I'm not hating you if you do stage door, but like I think
the thing, my experience when I did stage door like religiously was always you go there, you have a Sharpie and your program.
Yes.
Someone comes out, you say, you were so amazing. I loved
the
you.
show.
Your performance was great. Can you sign my program? They say, yes, of course. They sign it and they say, and you're like, thank you. Can I get a photo? You take a photo. They go to the next person or they leave and go home. Yeah. Or they come out and they say, and they put their hood up or put their headphones on and walk away and you're like, not doing it.
Fair enough.
And it was kind of because you'd be there and you'd be like, oh, I forgot my Sharpie. Does anyone have one I can borrow? And someone next to you would be like, yeah, of course, have this one. Or we can share, you know? Like, genuinely be very nice.
Yeah.
Like, very calm. And now when I do it, it is like people laden with gifts. I saw someone at Phantom, they had a full cake.
Jesus.
And I was like, that's one, how do you know it's a flavour they like? Unless you talk to them about this.
Yeah. Also, if I were the actor, I don't know, like I wouldn't eat that cake.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wouldn't eat that cake.
Or they had like, I get this one a bit, but like handmade crafts of the character they were playing.
Cute. Yeah.
It's like that's really cute. That's really sweet. I've seen like fan art stage door for years.
Oh yeah, that's very normal. I also people. I remember when we were like 14 and a bit younger, and up until probably the pandemic, there would be these PSAs all the time around stage dooring. There couldn't be a discussion about stage dooring without the, hey guys, remember be nice to the actors, remember your manners, and if someone doesn't come out, then that's not their fault. Don't get annoyed. You know?
Yeah, like I think the worst stage dooring ever got before currently was like peak Hamilton outside the Hamilton stage door.
Yeah.
But that was always, they had like a queue, they had like security.
I
don't know, this
also isn't just Broadway, this is West End as well, because I don't think
West End has gotten, again, all of our experiences are on the West End.
I've Broadwayed a couple of times and they're a lot more organised, but I do believe that they are the havoc that people are saying they are. But no, people aren't picking up on
the Phantom stage door is a door.
Yeah, no. I don't think people are realizing
barriers occasionally, but rarely.
The havoc, the insanity that is happening at like the Heaven stage door, the Six stage door, what other show has a really weird stage door culture? Hadestown stage door? I've never
Romeo and
staged it.
Juliet is obviously
Yes.
rough with Tom Holland.
On the West End, it's weird. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, if you staged it on the West End, then sure, I'm sure you're not weird, but like, I'm seeing some weird stuff. People crying and
To be fair, there has always been the problem of people going to stage doors and being like, "You saved my life. I tried to kill myself, and
yeah,
you're
there's a
singing 'Save
lot
Me,'" and
of
I'm like,
that.
"That's weird."
There's a lot
We've
of
all
my
been there, but that's weird to say.
there's a lot of like
I'd be
I'm
nowhere
going
without Ben Platt.
shout out Benny Boy.
Shout out Ben Platt for saving my life.
Shout out Anthony Ramos for
But
looking
like,
insane
even
last
that
night.
sounds ridiculous, right? Like saying it as a joke is ridiculous.
Yeah. But people were seriously saying that to him. And like, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean any hate to any of the people who say this, but my comfort performer is weird.
Yeah.
It's so
I have performers I like,
I have
and
favorite performers.
if they were in a show, I'd be like, oh, maybe I should go see this.
It would, yeah, there are performers who they're like, I want to go see Kiss Me Kate because Stephanie J. Block's in it. Am I gonna go up to Stephanie J. Block and tell her how she saved my life? No.
It was genuinely Ballroom Cats. We
Yes.
first took notice of it and were like, this looks interesting because Andre de Shields was in it. We were like, holy shit, Andre de Shields and Cats.
We seriously discussed
Now I fucking love Ballroom
now
Cats.
we have a point about Ballroom Cats. Ballroom Cats,
We've
don't
got
worry.
Ballroom Cats coming up.
There was a point where we seriously looked at getting tickets to Broadway Con because Andre de Shields was going to be in that, and then we were like, Broadway Con is our personal idea of hell. Let's not go.
I think Broadway Con,
not Broadway Con, West End Light or whatever it is.
West End Con, Musical Con.
Musical Con, that's what it is.
I think that makes sense as like
it does
an alternative to stage door.
Yeah,
because it's like, hey, come on in. Hannah Lowther has a booth, and you can come and get stuff signed by her.
I'm not getting
It's like, but like,
I know.
You understand that she's a very popular.
There's a lot of people on that lineup.
So it makes sense for her to have an organized place.
Yes.
Where organized a person one by one can come and be like, Hannah Lowther, I loved you in 6.
Yes.
You were great. Can you sign this banner I made of you?
Yeah.
Can we get a picture? You saved my life. And then be like, okay, next one. Where there is security all around, it is safe for both the performers and the fans. And also the talks of like actually getting them to have a panel means that you're not like, because I feel like when you ask questions and stuff at a stage door, rude isn't the right word, but you can tell that the people around you who are like on a time crunch, like I have to get back by 11 because I have school tomorrow.
Also,
like, hey, can you hurry up because I need to get something signed? I want to give this to her.
Actors probably have
I just got Hannah Lowther on my mind.
Actors probably have last trains as well. Like
they've got last trains. They've got they're meeting up with friends.
Yeah.
They've got plans the next day in the morning.
Yeah. Like I just
stuff like that.
There's so much that keeps me from stage dooring now, and I wish I could, like when I was a teenager, whatever, was really into it. However, I don't like where it's going.
I think.
And before on Broadway,
I used to say this with fashion after the pandemic, whereas like we were kept inside for so long that basically everyone realized, oh, it doesn't matter if I dress a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because why not? You know?
Who cares? A pandemic
I'll cut my hair
out.
by myself. I'll dye it a shitty color by myself. Because who cares anymore? You know?
Yeah.
And I think that was a really good thing for. I'm very interested in like fashion costumes and stuff. I think it was a really fun thing for fashion because you suddenly saw, like when I go out on the street now, everyone is wearing a different style.
Yeah.
And even people wearing just a t-shirt and jeans is like a specific style. Like it's either an oversized t-shirt and jeans or a baby doll. Not a baby doll, but a baby tee and jeans.
Baby tee, yeah.
Yeah. Or stuff like that. Or it's like a specific, it's like a band top or it's got a saying, like that kind of stuff. There are specific styles for even the most basic clothes, and that's fun. My problem is that fandom culture obviously all moved online as well.
Yes.
And it was already predominantly online. It just got bigger and weirder.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly we were allowed back outside.
Yeah.
And fandom culture moved offline.
But the parasocial relationships that people had built with these people that they didn't know were suddenly in person again.
Yeah. And it's the kind of thing, I think, looking back on fandoms I've been in, hit peak weirdness 2020, 2021.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were allowed to go outside again. and they've all kind of calmed down or died since then.
Yeah.
And it's like you still get like people posting weird things, but it's like, they can't post between 8 and 3 because they're at school, or at night because they're in bed. I don't know. I think it's basically just the stuff that was always happening, but kind of
Yeah.
happening quieter,
Yeah.
is now happening everywhere and in front of the performers, who can now go online and be like, "Hey, by the way, this is weird."
The fringe is like now a lot more like normal, and and social media does have a large role to play in that, and it's almost like how people go to shows and go because they can post about it all over social media, not because they actually want to go to see the show.
Yeah. I think it's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the same way that we kind of talked just now about the ticket prices,
Yes.
where it's like, I think it is a bad thing, and I'm glad people are talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they should abolish higher price tickets or that they should abolish the stage door entirely. I think objectively those are two good things. It makes
I
sense why both exist. I'm happy both exist.
I have been thinking about what's next for the stage door, because the actors still have to. That's the thing with theatre, is that they have to
They do
leave the
have to get
building.
out of the
They
theatre.
have to get out of the theatre, and the way theatres are designed, I'm just thinking, are we going to get to the point where there's a lot more regulation? Is that where we're
I
heading?
could see certain shows enacting proper rules around it, like being like, hey, they're not stage dooring tonight, or completely closing down the stage door for a specific show.
Yeah,
And if people are hanging around there saying, hey, if you don't leave now, we're going to charge you with trespassing. You
yeah.
have bought a ticket for the show. The
The
show has
show's
ended.
over.
Why are you still on the premises?
Yeah,
And it would suck, and I can see it getting a ton of backlash, but ultimately I think it would be a good thing for some shows.
there are about
But
5
in
shows
that
in my
same
head
vein,
where I'm
I
like, get
can't
rid of it.
see the shows that need to do that doing it.
Yeah, because it benefits them. That's also the
It
thing.
really benefits them.
But yeah, please don't threaten to beat up understudies.
That's just rude. There's no amount of being like, stage door culture has gotten weird to excuse saying you'll beat up an understudy.
Jeremy Jordan
Grow
finally
up.
called out of Gatsby, and apparently someone was crying in the theatre.
Grow up. It's Jeremy. Go watch the Newsies Pro Shot and
The
calm
Bonnie
down.
and Clyde pro shot is almost out, guys. You can see him forget his lines in 4K.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. Yeah,
Anyways, move on. We have spent like 2 hours, it feels like.
talking about this.
3 points of news.
Ben Platt finished at the Palladium. Not Palladium, the Palace. Nicole Scherzinger, I just have weird guests written down. Because it was like Megan Trainor, Sam Smith, and then Nicole Scherzinger came on and sang "Let Me Be Your Star" from Smash, and I literally saw it and went, "Sure, what the hell?" Um, I don't know, it just cracked me up. Also, I have written down, I wrote this down last night at like 1 a.m. Look strange at the Tony Awards again, second year in a row. Do you know what I mean when I say Ben Platt looked strange at the Tony Awards last night?
Yeah.
Whenever him and Noah Galvin, who I actually really liked in theatre camp, um, are on a red carpet, they always look like, when your mum takes a photo of you before you go out with your friends.
Yeah.
They always look like that.
It's crazy.
Love you, Ben Platt. You give me so
Love you,
much joy
Ben.
every
You
single day.
saved my life. Okay. The thing about his house residency is
Yeah.
everything I saw of it looked really good. I know we
Yeah.
made fun of him. It looked
Yeah.
really good. You know,
Unfortunately,
like he
looked
was
amazing.
having fun.
Yeah.
He had some great guests. It looked
Oh,
fun.
but if I'd have been there and it was like the other guests and then Megan Trainor walked out, I would have been like, "Where's Chris Olsen?" The last 5 years play Broadway.
With who? Nick Jonas? Joe
Nick,
Jonas? One of them.
one of the Jonas brothers. I think it's Nick because he was in Les Mis and everyone hated him in Les Mis, and so they're all freaking out about Jamie sucking.
We need Russell Crowe as Jamie. We've never needed anything more.
Adrian Warren's also playing Kathy, but everyone decides she's going to be amazing, so no complaints there. Also, do you want to know what's interesting?
What?
It's not Jason Robert Brown directing it. Yeah, Nell's looking shocked right now.
Who? Who is?
It's Whitney White who did Jar Jar's African hair braiding.
Crazy.
I saw that and went, "Ooh, interesting."
Is it?
No, I'm excited that Jason's not directing it himself, and that they've got someone quite interesting in, and like an interesting pick that's not one of Jason's minions. Shout out Jason Brown. I know you started
Love him.
listening the second we started talking about you. People are deeply concerned about Jamie though, but he
Yeah.
sucks. So, and as someone who has seen, I saw the last 5 years on the West End, it is weird when it's in a big theatre. So I wonder, I think it's going to play one of the smaller theatres that kind of has to, but still, I do wonder about it. Smash to play Broadway, it's coming in next season. I love Smash. They
We've
announced
talked
it
about it for ages. The
during maternity.
specifically the leading ladies for next season
Yes!
is insane.
It's Audra McDonald, Nicole Scherzinger for Sunset.
I think I saw a list. Let me get it up.
I saw that list. Adrian Warren. Oh, Megan.
Do we
Megan.
have this written down that Indina Menzel?
Oh my God,
Menzel?
Idina Menzel's returning. Christian Chenoweth.
Oh. The 2024 to 25 leading actresses in the musical: Audra McDonald, Indina Menzel, Sutton Foster, Megan Hilty, Jennifer Simard, Adrian Warren, Nicole Scherzinger, Leah Salonga, Bernadette Peters, Katie Braben, Helen J. Shen, and Adrian Warren again on the list.
Well, she is doing a one-woman last 5 years, so we're gonna award her
Yeah.
for both Jamie and Kathy.
Oh, there's
No.
an updated version quoted. Hold on, there's another one.
Oh, okay, we've got more. Does this mean Robin Herder for Smash for the Ivy character?
Oh, Jasmine Amy Rogers as well.
Oh my God, yeah, for Boop.
Yeah.
And there's the rumor that Next to Normal is going to transfer to Broadway, so that's Casey Levy
Yeah.
for Diana.
That might be the season after, to be
That
honest.
might actually have to be the season after.
We don't know when that's going.
Yeah, but it probably will go Broadway.
It
Praying.
is literally, yeah. We were saying for ages, we were like, oh, why are all these shows trying to open this season? It's so strange. What could possibly be happening next season?
Next season.
The leading actress race is happening next season.
See, the thing with the leading actress race is that all of them, on paper, I'm not too sure about the new musicals, but all of the revivals are all heavy hitter, like female roles.
Yeah.
Like Norma Desmond, Mama Rose, Kathy in the last 5 years. These are all roles that get awards normally secured any other year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
them
that
all in 1 year is crazy.
Gonna say now the real showdown is gonna be between Nicole Scherzinger and Audra McDonald.
But I think it's also stuff like people like Indina Menzel and
Yeah.
like Bernadette Peters kind of stuff. Whatever role they're playing, they are going to be good in. I mean, basically all of them. Whatever role they're playing, they're going to be good in.
All of them, whenever they come to Broadway, it's always like, here's a Tony nomination.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's going to be insane, basically.
It's bloodbath. Here we go. And speaking of the best actress race, this kind of links to it. Andrew Reynolds on the red carpet was like, I'm actually not doing In the Eyes of Tammy Faye anymore. Which was crazy. I didn't believe it. And then I saw the video and I was like, what? Because apparently the press release went out before the contracts were signed. And I was like, that's business 101. Sign the contract.
So was
then
it even
tell the
any
masses.
more, or was it I'm not doing it?
He's
I
not
was
doing
in
it.
talks.
He was, yeah, the contract wasn't signed.
Which is crazy to put it out beforehand. I don't understand if it was like a rumor.
I think because he'd done it in London, Katie Braben won the Olivier for it, and he was nominated for one. I just saw that and I was like, that is genuinely wild, Andrew Reynolds. Why aren't you doing it? I bet you it's probably just money at the end of the day. But
He might be doing something else, but
he might be doing Gutenberg too with Josh Gad.
Gutenberg London.
Gutenberg London,
Please.
yeah. Please. Titanic have been doing surprise casts. They are currently running over at New York City Center. Stacked cast, looks insane. As Nell loves boats.
I love boats.
So would love to go see the Titanic musical with Rami and Kirimalu.
Yeah, but they have what is the character? Frank Calhoun or something stupid?
He's someone who like famously misses the boat.
He basically comes on, he's like, wait, gangway, wait. I told everyone I was going to be crossing on the Titanic, and now what am I going to tell him? I'll be the laughing stock of Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
I think that's like his total line. But they basically just had celebrities playing. They had on opening night like Jesse Eisenberg,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah,
They
that
had
was
I forget
crazy.
who else they've had, but I've forgotten it entirely now. They've had
Victoria
like
Clark, who
celebrities.
was one of the
Yes.
original Alice's, I believe her name is.
Yeah. But it's very fun. It's
It is very fun.
yeah, a fun role to have to do that
I
in.
remember to do that. So now it's something that kills us inside every day that we can't go see. Of course, we
Ballroom
are talking about
Cats.
Ballroom Cats inspired, the Jellicle Ball inspired by Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. I can't
Because it
believe
is
those
just
words.
cats, the Jellicle, not ballroom cats. It's just cats, the
Cats, the
Jellicle
Jellicle
Ball.
Ball. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth of I really need to go see the production of Cats, unironically.
We keep sending each other videos of it and just being like, we have to see this. Esme sent me one with just the accompanying message of bring back the
Bring
Concorde.
back the Concorde. Because obviously if the Concorde comes back, then we could go see Cats. That would solve all our issues. It just looks so cool and interesting and fun. Let me go see it, please. 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 Shall we do Tony's? The Tony's. Tony's.
Yes.
Overall thoughts. I thought the Twitter jokes were hilarious. Broadway Beat always being the best place.
I did fall asleep halfway through. So I watched a tiny bit and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
But I woke up this morning and I went through the Broadway Beats tweets and I was like, this looked good.
This looked insane. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. It's
Um,
basically, from my knowledge
yeah.
and my memory, no
Mm.
massive surprises.
There were a couple, there's two that I'm thinking of where I'm like, ooh, you know?
I guess the main thing is like with the nominations,
Yeah.
there were no massive surprises or like snubs.
Yeah.
There's someone like obviously people are gonna say there were snubs here,
Yeah.
but none where I was like, how the hell did so and
That
so
not
or this show
happen.
not get yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, well, there were some categories where I'm like, I guess I thought someone else was gonna win over this one.
Yeah.
I was never like, how the hell did you win?
Yes, exactly. I could always understand that argument. Um, uh, any other thoughts on that? I'm so glad that Alicia Keys musical did not get best musical because I think it was either last week or the week before where I went to the fucking Alicia Keys is gonna win best musicals, isn't it? And that was the reason why I was staying up was because people were saying if so and so wins this and so and so wins this, and I was kind of waiting to see how it was all going to shape up, so I could go to sleep with the knowledge that Alicia Keys musical was not going to win best musical. No hate to Alicia Keys, I just don't like jukebox musicals.
Yeah.
And especially in a season which had so many new musicals, to give it to the jukebox musical would be wrong in my opinion.
I think there's a lot of the places where jukebox musicals excel. And
Yes,
I hate
100%.
jukebox musicals. Like, not even dislike, I actively hate jukebox musicals.
Yeah.
But I think when you're looking at best musical or best score or anything, I don't think
Like
it's
best
fair to give it to
book,
jukebox. Yeah,
anything like that, I'm like, why are we giving it technical
best book and the
awards?
best like actors,
Oh, best
completely fair.
actors, I understand. They went to like best featured actress and best actress went to Hell's Kitchen, and I was like, okay, if that's where they're gonna get awards, clap. I clap. Makes
Yeah.
sense. So let's just dive into the list, and then I'll talk about some of the other nonsense that happened. So should we start at the like at the technical awards? Because they came out early.
Yeah.
Lighting design of a musical. Oh, I just clicked on something that I didn't mean to click on.
Esme's one of the top readers of The Guardian.
Well, yes, because I constantly have to get the Guardian theatre reviews and then fight them on the podcast. So gotta read a lot of the Guardian. I do also use it for my uni work sometimes. So for lighting design reviews, it was Illinois, Cabaret, Hell's Kitchen, Water for Elephants, and then it went to The Outsiders. Oh, The Outsiders performance I've seen a clip of. I've seen it in full actually. They uploaded it all in full. Back in the day, you had to like wait a couple days for the full clips to be released.
Yeah.
Now I've watched them on TikTok. It's crazy how that happens. And they did the opening Tulsa 1960. That Tulsa 1967, I believe it is. It's a good song. I like that song. And then they did When You're a Greaser, which is very West Side Story core. And then they did the Rumble, and the Rumble is when they have like rain coming down. And so I thought that was very cool. And I understand why they got the lighting design because the lighting looked very cool. This was a loss for our dear play that we have never seen, don't really know what's about. Lighting design of the play went too appropriate, but it was a loss for Grey House, which we were joking up until the nominations came out, like Grey House was gonna sweep. Yeah. Now this one shocked me. This one really did shock me.
Oh yeah.
Costume design of a musical were Hell's Kitchen, Great Gatsby, their only nomination, Water for Elephants, Cabaret, and Sucks. After seeing Cabaret, I went, they're gonna give it to Cabaret. That costume design was amazing. I really liked how it told the story. I was telling Nell about it because I was like, you will appreciate the costume design of what's happening here. And then I went to Gatsby.
I guess I understand why they gave it to Gatsby in the sense of it
100%.
was their only nomination.
I do find it interesting that they only nominated it once and then they awarded it once. I was like, was there some other political motive that stopped you from awarding it more?
I guess as well, maybe
Those costumes are
this is when
stunning.
we were doing the nominations.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get a nom for lighting because I'd heard good things about the lighting
And set, maybe.
and set, which I think if it had been nominated for those, it would have made sense for it to win those over costume. But because it was nominated for costume, I get why it won it.
Yeah.
And I've briefly seen the stuff's costumes.
Yeah, they're quite they're quite like old fashioned.
I guess my thing is, because I haven't actually seen any of the shows, like Esme has seen Cabaret and has told me about Cabaret, so I can vouch kind of for Cabaret using the costumes as a storytelling device.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I have no idea. Like, I don't know how the costumes change throughout the shows. I don't know
how they tell the story.
If Gatsby only has one costume, does that say something? If Gatsby has a ton of costumes, but everyone else only has one, does that say something?
I think everyone has a shit ton of costumes, but from the photos and the TikToks,
it also might just be that, whereas everyone has a ton of costumes, they're all really good. They really like set the piece.
They do look stunning.
Yeah, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It might just be they're very impressive costumes, and there's a lot of them.
Also, it's a win for the woman who did the Anastasia costumes. So
finally,
a win for Anastasia. Also, it's the first
Anastasia has won the 2024 Tony Awards.
I obviously saw the obligatory "Here's how great comic can still win" tweet last night.
Obviously,
what was I going to say? I was going to say something else for Gatsby. It's the first Gatsby musical to win a Tony. Well done, Great Gatsby. You really didn't look like you were gonna take that title, but you did. So proud of you. It's a win against my beef with Florence Welch, so I appreciate it. If anyone would like to fly me to Boston to see ART Gatsby, my schedule is wide open after this week.
ART Gatsby would win Best Costume Design. I've heard good things.
It would win all of the Tonys. I can't say the same for the Olivier's because they do whatever the fuck they want. But if they would like to bring it to London, I'll go see it at least 3 times. That's a promise.
Put it in the National. We'll go.
We'll go. Florence Welch, we still have beef, but we'll go see your musical.
Well, we'll see the show.
We will see your musical, Florence Welch. I don't know where my sister did. Best costume design and play went to Jar Jar's African hair braiding because it was all very modern and very well done apparently, which I was like, oh, that's interesting because they don't normally give it to modern things.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. I want to shout that out. Best orchestrations was Illinois Stereophonic, Outsiders, Hell's Kitchen, and Merrily We Roll Along. Surprise, surprise, it went to this little known show called Merrily We Roll Along.
You might have heard of it. In passing.
People got very emotional about this because Jonathan Tunick had worked with Sondheim, and Sondheim is the god of American theatre, guys. Yeah,
I think it is nice that it's finally being like applauded after it was a flop.
Yeah. I'm trying to be cynical, not be cynical about Merrily, but I actually really enjoy Merrily. What else was I going to say about this? This wasn't a shock. Everyone saw it coming from a mile away. Applauds Merrily We Roll Along. There's one that Merrily We Roll Along didn't get. There's actually 2 that Merrily didn't get that I was slightly shocked by. Best choreography. Yeah, best choreography. Here Lies Love, Hell's Kitchen, Outsiders, Illinois, and Water for Elephant. Surprise, surprise, the dance show won. Illinois won.
Yeah, a snub for Here Lies Love, truly.
I
But
honestly think Here Lies Love should have got something, but it's kind of sad that they didn't.
we're gonna have like crazy Tonys back to back because we're gonna have this one, which is the longest season to ever have happened.
Yeah.
And then next year's is gonna be the most insane leading lady race.
I think next year's I might actually have to like physically watch it myself just to see all the
Yeah.
insanity go down. This year I didn't feel like I was missing out on too much. Stereophonic, one scenic design of
A play.
a play. I I have a hot take. Anyway,
Oh, this was the one that was crazy because it was 5 nominees for only 3 guys.
oh no, that's of a play. Scenic design of a play. That was free, guys.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh shit, I can't read.
Stereophonic is a play, Esme,
Yeah, I was looking at something different.
where it had.
Yeah.
It
Got
is crazy how you're allowed to do that.
got David McLean and then David Zinn, who ended up winning for Stereophonic. We had the same thing in one of the technical categories at the Olivier's.
Yeah, I think we pointed out when we were
Yeah.
doing like live reacting to the noms, and it was just like there were like 10 nominees here,
Yeah.
3 people.
Fully just 3 people. Scenic design of a musical, Outsiders, Hell's Kitchen, Water for Elephant, Here Lies Love, Lempicka, Back to the Future, and Cabaret. It went to Cabaret because they also took into consideration all the work they did to the theatre. Makes sense. I don't know what it looks like in America, but it looks sick in the UK.
I think if the set is the theatre,
yeah,
and you completely remodel the theatre to make that work, I think you kind of have to give them scenic design.
yeah. Here Lies Love.
From Esme's recounts, it does sound like you are there.
Yeah. Here Lies Love also had the same thing going for it, but it also had the disadvantage of it had been closed and there was a new buzzy show.
It's the kind of thing, it's why after Tony noms, there's usually a like jump in ticket sales, specifically
Yes.
for nominated shows, because people want to try and see every show that has been nominated.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with Here Lies Love is that even perhaps the people voting couldn't see it
Yeah.
because it had closed.
Because
And it closed a while ago.
Yeah, it's still not sure. We're still not sure whether or not people or whether or not Tony voters have to see every single show because it's an old COVID rule that they haven't really decided what to do with yet.
Because before it was pretty much. Actually, was it even a rule before, or was it just you probably should go and see every
It was
show?
a rule before, but then Omicron happened, and they were all like, "Oh, public health hazard." Yeah, they just haven't got rid of it.
And it's also the thing, you know, even if they had seen it,
yeah.
Like I'm trying to think, shows that I saw. How many months have been closed by the time of the Tonys? Like 8 months.
It closed in December, November time.
6 or 7 months.
If we were asked to like heavily comment on like Hamnet, like 8 months after we saw it.
Yeah. Like there are like if you ask me like give a review of Hamnet right now, I probably could. There are things that I distinctly remember about it.
Yeah.
If you ask like if you then also took me to see a play tonight,
yeah,
and then you're like decide which of these gets an award. I'd be like, well, obviously the play I just saw because that one was so much better and I remember it. And if I don't remember the other one, clearly it was bad.
Yes. Yeah. I love something, but that's the way.
Yeah. I also don't think that like Here Lies Love was a shoo-in.
No.
Like it's not like I'm saying Here Lies Love would have won if it had still been open.
Here Lies Love was
It's only
robbed.
because it's closed that it didn't.
Yeah.
It's like my memory is not great at it. But it had a good set.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the set, like they tore out the theatre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
this season has been never ending.
It is the longest season ever.
Grey House is in contention with the show that opened on the same day as its first performance on Broadway to make the Tony cutoff. Crazy. Best book, Hell's Kitchen, The Notebook, Outsiders, Souths, and Water for Elephants. It went to Souths. I'm happy for Shayna Tubb. She seems cool. She was a Fate off Broadway in Hadestown.
Fun.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about Sass.
People
It
like
seems
stuff.
like, yeah. I think it's like I have no calling to go to it right now, but I
No,
think if I had the opportunity, I'd like it.
I am
It's
enjoying
like Ballroom Cats, there is a calling.
calling. Yeah. Um, I did enjoy all the Hillary Clinton jokes.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton at the Tonys was hilarious in not
Did
the way
she
they.
actually get a standing ovation?
Yeah, and I saw a tweet that was like, I £10 to the person who didn't stand for her standing ovation. She looked like some Broadway dame that they'd gone out of retirement, though. She didn't look like Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
I also liked the Broadway Beat tweet of, do we think Hillary will be there?
No, she at the club.
No, she had the club. And the Merrily tweet.
Broadway Beat carried last night.
They were my favorite news. They are the real Broadway newsies, as they say in their like the thing with Souths is I tried listening to it and I might give it another try. Rock on Hillary. Best sound design of a musical. Here Lies Love, Merrily, Cabaret, Hell's Kitchen, and Outsiders. It went to Outsiders. I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand what's happening too much in sound design. Also, I've not seen many of these, so I can't fully say.
Yeah. I think this is the issue with the Tonys versus the Oliviers. Is
Even
that,
the
well,
Olivier's, I was like, I don't know.
yeah. But it's we had seen more of the shows.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones, unless it is literally like Cabaret, which Esme has seen,
All of last week.
as of last week, we can't see any of them because most
Yeah.
of them are like Broadway shows that have started there and have only ever been there.
Yeah. Um,
And even the plays, like I think a lot of the plays have been on the West End recently. We don't really watch plays that much,
guys, we always say
which
we're
is
going
our
to
own fault.
we always say we're gonna go see a play, but then we just run out of
I mean, we
time
never
and
do.
money.
And then, we say we should go see a play because we're
We
so
should go
cultured
see
and
a
cool.
play.
And
And
then one of
then
us goes, but what if there was music in the play? I'm like,
but
wow,
what if we just
what
go
if
see
there was music in the
Hades
play?
Town or a mega musical? And then we go, oh, we'll go see that instead.
What if, what if
Oh,
there was a really cool set piece in the play and they sang while it was used?
what
Well,
if there was a revolve and we go, I'll go wherever the revolve in the singer is. So
and I'm sure there are plays with revolves and like mega set pieces, but they don't sing.
I don't say.
So
So we don't care. Anyway, that's why I want to go see Stereophonic because they sing. That's the only reason why, not
yeah,
like
the
deep
only reason.
fascination with 70s rock. Um, Stereophonic also won sound design of a play. It makes sense they are singing. Although another loss for our
Yeah,
dear friends over at Grey House. Um,
Grey House, come on.
come on, Grey
You
House,
can pull this back.
get up off the floor. Best performance by leading actor by acting leading role in a play. See Olivier's, they put play or musical after all of their ones, so it's not confusing. Take notes.
Yeah.
It was William Jackson Harper for Uncle Vanya, Leslie Odom Jr. for Pally Victorious, Levi Schreiber for Doubt, Jeremy Strong for An Enemy of the People, and Michael Strong Solberg
Stulbog.
Stuhlberg for Patriots. It went to
Stulbog.
it went it went to Jeremy Strong. Someone did I think it was a Broadway beat again. He was like, he wants to go home, so they've done his award early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy Strong. People liked the Succession memes. I've not seen Succession. I don't think I will now. It's one of those ones where I think I know too much about what goes down in it.
Yeah.
Best performance in an actor in a featured role in play: Will Brill, Stereophonic; Eli Gleb, Stereophonic; Jim Parsons, Mother Play; Sheldon Cooper.
The old Sheldon.
The old Sheldon. I wish it was Ian Armitage actually instead of him. Um, Tony Basinka, Stereophonic, and Corey Stroll appropriate. It went to Will Brill for Stereophonic.
Great
Someone said
name.
he was also in Weird Oklahoma, so yeah. He was Ali Hackham. Shout out to him. Best performance by an actress in a feature role in a play, Quincy Tyler Presby. Presby? Uh Doubt a Parable, Julia Cranfield Stereophonic, Celia Keenan Bolger Mother Play, Sarah Pigeon Stereophonic, Cara Young, Pearly Victorious. Cara Young won it. This was her third Tony nomination, and she'd had one for the past 2 seasons. So, like, since 2022, she'd had a Tony nomination every season, which is crazy. So, like, well deserved. Direction of a play, Daniel Akron for Stereophonic, and
Orkin.
Anne Hoffman for Mary Jane, Kenny Leon for Pearly Victorious, Lila Neubauer for Appropriate, Whitney White for Jar Jar's African Hair Braiding. It went to Stereophonic. This just got caught up in the Stereophonic sweep of it all, I reckon.
I think it's the thing, when you're looking at the plays, a lot of them are stereophonic.
Yeah.
Because objectively, great show.
I'm sure it's amazing. I love the music. I think they were just really lucky in that they were eligible for so many categories and they had so much momentum behind them, so they were able to become the most Tony nominated play in history. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
Now this one surprised me. This category. This was one of the big upsets. Well, I understand that argument. Best direction of a musical: Maria Friedman for Merrily We Roll Along, Michael Greif for Hell's Kitchen, Lee Silverman for Stuffs, Jessica Stone for Water for Elephants, and Danya Tamor for The Outsiders. Everyone was saying it's Maria Friedman. She transformed Merrily. This is her production of Merrily. It's Maria Friedman. It's Maria Friedman. And then it went to Danya Tamor for The Outsiders. And that was the moment I was like, Outsiders is winning Best Musical. I can go to sleep now.
Yeah.
The jukebox is winning. I'm sure The Outsiders is very good. I was just a bit surprised that the momentum behind Merrily didn't give it that win.
Yeah, I think obviously I haven't seen Outsiders.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of Merrily.
Yes.
And I think it's also, I don't know, because it's just been open for a shorter amount of time. But I think everyone's saying Merrily is incredible. Like the direction, the complete reworking of it.
Yeah, because Merrily has its issues.
It's incredible. And it's also because it's known as a flop.
Yeah.
To be able to take it and turn it into such a success.
Yes.
Is the work of the direction.
Yeah.
And while I don't think it's a thing of like, oh, Outsiders didn't deserve to win this.
Yeah.
Merrily deserved to win it. It's not that at all. I don't think deserved is ever really the right word to use. But it is like,
it's a choice.
And it's hopefully one day I'll be able to see The Outsiders.
I really want to see it.
This is incredible. This, makes complete sense.
From what I've heard, it was almost the same argument for Merrily of she really elevated the source, like the material that she had, into something really amazing. She's also Julie Taymor's niece. I am happy it went to a woman instead of just giving it to Michael Greif. I have a weird relationship with that man. Anyway, best performance by an actor in a featured role in a musical: Roger Bart, Back to the Future, Joshua Boone, The Outsiders, Brandon Victor Dixon, Hell's Kitchen, Sky Lakota Lynch, The Outsiders, Daniel Radcliffe, Merrily We Roll Along, Stephen Sky Bow, Cabaret. It went to Daniel Radcliffe, and everyone was very happy for him. Like, he's great as Charlie. I have no attachment to him as Harry Potter, and I think that's where a lot of the buzz was coming from.
I think I mainly know him from Harry Potter because, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think he's really good.
Yeah.
Just as an actor.
I really like the fact that he's like doing niche theatre.
He obviously loves theatre.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that he won it.
Love the Broadway beat tweet of
where else you might recognize Daniel Radcliffe from Merrily.
No, I like Jonathan Groff crying and them saying pussy. And then
pussy.
This tweet was sponsored
by Playbill, by the way.
Good tweet.
Great tweet. But yeah, I think it's the thing. I just know Daniel Radcliffe as a name.
Yeah.
More than I know any other names on it, apart from maybe like Roger Bart.
Yeah, but what do you know about Roger Bart?
Yeah, exactly. But I just know Daniel Radcliffe's name the best. I was like, oh, I'm really happy he won.
Yeah. Yeah. Best performance by an actress in a featured role in a musical: Shoshana Bee in Hell's Kitchen, Amber Amanul in Pika, Nikki M. James, Suffs, Leslie Rodriguez, Kritza, Monty Python's Spamalot, Keisha Lewis, Hell's Kitchen, Lindsay Mendez, Mary Lou Rolling, BB Newer for Cabaret. It went to Keisha Lewis, and
Yeah,
from what I've heard, all of people have their criticisms of Hell's Kitchen. However, they really like the performances. It
I
was
think as
important.
well,
Yeah,
this was a pretty stacked category. I think we said
it
that
was.
when we saw them come out. It's
Because
a
we were like,
big
it's a lot
category
of
as well,
name. Yeah,
but it's also just like
insane.
really good actresses.
It could have gone to anyone on that list, and I would have been like, yeah, makes sense. Because a lot of
Yeah,
them are getting nominated for the first time. I mean, you have Bebe Neuwirth and Lindsay Mendez who have won Tonys before, but Keisha Lewis, Leslie Rodriguez, Kritza, and
um,
Mom were all first nominees, and
it was
yeah,
a. It's again one of those things where I don't. No matter who won, I don't think there were going to be any surprises. Like, there's no one in that list where I'm like, oh, I expected this person to win over everyone else.
I did think Lindsay Mendez for Merrily.
But I think it's even the thing. I wasn't like going into it being like Lindsay Mendez is going to win.
No, yeah.
It was going to be any of these people could win.
When they
And
announced Keisha
when
Lewis, I was like, oh, okay,
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's talking about like when you're talking about the Merrily
Mm,
Streep. Oh my God,
sweet.
the Merrily sweep. It makes a ton of sense to be like, yeah, obviously all of the three actors or main three actors in it
Yeah,
are going to win their categories if it
yeah,
sweeps everything else. And I
yeah.
think when Daniel Radcliffe won, it was like, oh, it makes sense for Lindy Meadows to win. But when she didn't, it wasn't like this is a snub. This is, she should have won.
Yeah.
It made complete sense.
It also like just shows that the Tonys this year were very good at giving out awards to like people, to like different shows, to make sure a lot of shows walked away with something where in previous years there would just be a clean sweep.
I remember seeing like right before I went to bed, it was like of the 9 awards given out so far, 9 different shows have won. It was
Yes.
from like What's on Stage or something.
Yeah, the technical
Um,
awards, they all went to something different.
yeah. I think I'm noticing it kind of here is that there is a lot of variety. Like
Yeah.
obviously Stereophonic is sweeping, not even sweeping, but is getting a lot of awards.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like Merrily, I expect. How many have they won so far? A couple. We've seen their name come up a few times.
Merrily didn't win, like as a whole, Merrily didn't win as many as I thought it was going to.
Mm. I think to be fair, the thing with Merrily was the acting noms were really important for it.
Hmm.
And the acting wins were really important for it. And then the nominations and everything else was really important.
Yeah. Like it won
Because it's
Best
like, hey,
Revival. That's
come and see how we turned this like notorious flop of a show
yeah,
into this like widely nominated one.
into a good one.
Yeah, I
I
think it's
agree.
even like now with all of the winners, there is variety. It's not
Yeah.
like it's like every single play is going to Stereophonic and every single musical is going to Merrily. Or
Yeah.
like or going to The Outsiders.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
like
The Outsiders is winning a couple, and that shows that it is going to win Best Musical.
yeah.
Merrily's winning a couple, so it's going to win Best Revival. But you're seeing like
Suffs
um
win some.
Stuff's
Um
win some, Hell's Kitchen winning for performances,
yeah. The fucking
stuff like
great
that.
sorry, I can't go with the fact that Gatsby was terrible.
Gatsby won costumes.
Yeah, like
Which to be fair, I guess if you're looking at it, if the two other musicals that were leading are Outsiders and Merrily,
yeah.
I see how Gatsby picks up costume in that race. It's just in
Yeah.
the wider sense
It's
of
a
who else was
wider
nominated.
sense of like
Crazy.
it's like yeah, Water for Elephants, which was up for best musical, didn't win a Tony, but Gatsby did.
But Gatsby did. But
Um
Gatsby does it. Again, it's this thing. I'm not surprised. I can joke about a lot of them.
yeah,
Like I can joke, like it is crazy that the Great Gatsby won a Tony
yeah.
because
It's a fucking great Gatsby.
it's the fucking Great Gatsby. Um, but I'm not surprised by it. Like I'm not like
Yeah.
how the hell did they win that? I'm like, well, I have seen the costumes for the Great Gatsby. They are really good costumes.
Yeah, I get exactly what you
In
mean.
the same, when it got nominated, I was like, I understand completely how it's been nominated for costumes.
Yeah, you were like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, more to that point, best original score. Adam Gettle, Days of Wine and Roses, David Byrne and Fatboy Slim, Here Lies Love, Jamestown Revival, Justin Laverne for The Outsiders, Will Butler for Stereophonic, Shayna Tubb for Souths. Souths won in original score because it won best original score and best original book. Like that's the awards
Yeah.
it decided to give it. And it's nice because it is such the singular vision of Shayna Tubb. Like she's like the female Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm gonna write a
Yeah.
vaguely political musical and all by myself and star in it. Um,
Yeah.
I love that for her. Women's rights
And women's wrongs.
and women's wrongs.
As we
Obviously.
close out Pride Month, women's
um,
rights and women's
and
wrongs.
women's wrongs. Uh, I did want Stereophonic to win for the chaos. There was a part of me that was like, how funny would it be if Stereophonic won for the chaos?
It would have been really funny.
It would have been.
I think it would have been even funnier if they hadn't caved and let them perform.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that would have been hilarious.
Here's this amazing score that none of you guys can hear tonight.
This is the best score this season.
Yeah.
We haven't let them perform tonight, but
No.
trust us.
Source, trust me, bro.
Source, do trust me.
Do trust me.
But yeah, again, I completely get from what little I've heard of South, which is basically just clips.
Mm.
It sounds good.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. Rival and play, appropriate, enemy of the people, Pan Victorious. It went to appropriate. Appropriate, like, has a lot of buzz around it. It's made a lot
Yeah.
of money, and that's what kind of comes in with these awards.
It's again, you know, short. This one and the next one are going to be short because we don't watch plays.
Also,
Apologies.
you could have called the next one Best Play, Judges African Hair Braiding, Mary Jane, Mother Play, Prayer for the French Republic, and Stereophonic. Guys, believe it or not, Grey House in a surprise
Grey
entry.
House won. The Grey House sweep is coming true.
It's the little demon child in the window.
If
No.
I took her down,
I know. Yeah, but they replaced her with Mary Todd Lincoln, which I also agree.
Yeah.
I love
They should have
Mary.
them both. Why not both?
I know. Yeah, I think they posted a video of them throwing her down the stairs.
You're not the Grey House girl.
I fucking love Oh Mary. If anyone would like to fly me to New York so I can go see Oh Mary.
We're seeing Oh Mary, Gatsby,
Cats.
and Boring Cats.
We're seeing both Gatsby's, Boring Cats, and Oh Mary, and nothing else.
Nothing else.
We're also not sleeping. We're just going to the theatre.
We're just going back to back.
Back to
We're
back.
spending the days sightseeing in New York because I've never been.
I'm going to go to the building I hate in New York. I've never actually seen it in the flesh.
Esme's hated building.
I hate 452 Park Avenue. It sucks. Anyway, all jokes aside, Stereophonic one.
Yeah. Deserved, you know.
It was gonna win.
I know I just said I don't think that word should be used.
Yeah.
But
it was gonna win.
I think like all the plays that I've heard good things about.
Mm.
And I would have been happy if any of them won.
Yeah.
But it was gonna go to Stereophonic.
Stereophonic had so much momentum behind it and was such an event also. That's the thing with Stereophonic.
Yeah.
And I think it's the only one still running. Oh no, Mary Jane is still running, but you know.
Yeah.
Stereophonic's running until January, which is very unusual.
I want to say Mother Play is still running, but
it
I might
closed
be lying about that.
Tony Weekend.
Oh, that's why. It was just running.
Yeah, you're right. Best Revival, Cabaret, Gutenberg.
Guess this one. Place your bets.
Merrily We Roll Along and The Who's Tommy. I personally, I've not actually looked at this, even though I've just read it off the list. I think it went to Gutenberg. You know,
I have to agree. I think Gutenberg was the standout revival.
Revival. Like so much buzz around it. People were like paying thousands of dollars just to go see this. It was Merrily.
What?
Yeah,
How did that
unfortunately.
happen?
I have no idea how that happened because
That's shocking. That's the one I really just didn't think
I
of. All the
really
others I would
I
accept, but
really thought
narrowly.
like whose Tommy might also get in because it was so current
Whose
and not
Tommy was also
weird
going to be my second pick.
or outdated. I didn't
And
watch a
then,
review
I
of
mean,
it.
I've seen that performance at the Tony Awards by Eddie Redmayne. Cabaret was certainly up there.
Oh yeah. Eddie Redmayne at the Tony Awards. Like I saw it and I went, I know why the Americans didn't like this.
Can I just say though, I saw a tweet like literally about 5 minutes ago when I was scrolling on Twitter,
Yeah.
which was like a quote retweet of the Cabaret performance.
Yeah.
And it was someone being like, I need to speak to the British theatre industry. You cast him. That's not on us.
Yes, he did
You
win an
did that.
Olivier here. He did win the Olivier here, but I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I thought Lady
You
Williams.
did,
You
and chose to cast him again.
you paid
So
a lot of money to go see that. He does sound like Kermit the Frog.
I think it's a choice,
It is a choice,
you
yeah.
know? And I saw some people being like, the MC is meant to be a creepy character.
Yeah. He's not meant to
And
scare you at the start.
I understand, I guess, from my limited knowledge of Cabaret and from Esme's quick recap before we started recording.
Yeah. Like,
Here's what happened.
this happened.
I understand the vision. I get how you could come to that.
Yeah, I understand.
Do I think it was
understand.
the right choice? Not necessarily.
No.
But clearly, everyone involved in the Broadway production of Cabaret did. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, they would say, no, Eddie Redmayne, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But they said, yes, Eddie Redmayne.
Sing like Kermit.
Make this your choice for the MC. And that's fine. Like, it's not a bad choice.
Create an image purposely for the Broadway beat to tweet out every couple of months.
I think it's kind of the thing of I don't think you can in a show like Cabaret, I don't think you can make a bad choice with a character.
One as off the walls as the MC. Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely like
I guess, yeah, someone like Sally you could make a bad choice with.
Yeah, even Sally, there's some parts where you could just do whatever with, but like, because the way I'd almost explain it is, yes, the MC and Sally are billed as the top, but they're just kind of insane.
Yeah.
And so you need like the Cliff, the Fairline Schneider and her Schultz to ground the whole show in reality. Because everyone
I
else
do
is
think
just
it's like
fucking mental.
this idea of the MC as a kind of like omnipotent but not good
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
And just based on like Eddie Redmayne's like movements and facial expressions, he's really playing that up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think definitely you can see it as, oh, he's just being this like quirky character at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it goes on, you're like, oh, actually, this is creepy. But I think in what Cabaret is,
Yeah.
it's too overt.
Yes.
Like, I think the realization, sorry, kind of spoilers for
ahead.
Cabaret. I haven't seen Cabaret, so I don't know how much I can spoil it.
But it's
kind of spoilers
this
for Cabaret.
musical did come out in the 60s. We're late to the party.
But, yeah. With what Cabaret is about, I think you should be able to believe for as long as possible, or led to believe for as long as possible, that the MC is a normal character.
Yes.
Like, as in, is a part of the Kit Kat Club.
Yeah,
Is a performer or an MC in the club.
He's just this weird, eccentric guy.
Yeah. Who, yes, acts like a narrator to the audience, but is a character in the story. If you can believe that for as long as possible, then the realization that actually, oh, fuck, this guy actually already knows what is going to happen in Germany in the coming years.
Yeah.
And so it is foreshadowing stuff, and it's not just being kooky. He is trying to invite us in, trying to get us to stay at this club. You know, life is a cabaret, old chum. Sorry, I'm getting really into Cabaret now.
The Cabaret brain worms have really
Yeah.
settled in. And
I think basically, in short, I
also,
don't
like,
think it was
you
the
know,
best way to play the MC, but I don't
yeah.
think
Also, the thing with
it is a
Cabaret,
way to play the
it is a
MC.
way, like, yeah, it's a take. Also, the thing with Cabaret, which I discovered, is you know how me and Nell know a lot about Soviet states and communism. We also know a lot about the Weimar Republic. And
Guys, we did like 6 years of history and like intense history, as in studying for an exam for history.
yeah,
We don't know how the British school system works.
it's kind of fucked.
It's weird. But basically, all of those 6 years, maybe close to 40, no, 6 years, including Weimar, was spent in the
Just
period of about 1900
yeah,
to the 1990s.
yeah.
A little bit earlier than that, because we did do the British experience of warfare.
Also, for Germany, we literally studied the First World War, the Weimar Republic and the rise of
Weimar,
the Nazis, and then we did the
yeah,
Cold War, which was mainly played out in Germany.
the Cold War, and then for A level, we did Cold War superpowers,
Yeah,
which had a heavy influence.
German.
Oh no, Cold War superpowers GCSE. A level, we did
Communism. Just all
communism in.
communism.
We did
We did Mao, and
Russia led
then
into Yeltsin,
yeah, and then Mao.
and then communist China, 1949 to 67. No,
Yeah,
76.
but
Then British
basically,
experience of warfare.
the whole point
And
of
then
it
the
is
outbreak of the First World War of our
yes,
coursework. It
yeah,
was very focused in like Europe.
yeah,
Apart from the China section, which was still kind of focused in Europe, because they'd just be
because
like,
they
by
were
the way, this was all linked into Russia.
yeah. So basically, this is all to say when like they
And stuff
had
like, oh,
that
the Korean War and
yes,
America's influence there and the anti-American thoughts in China.
yeah,
It was basically just, here is
how
the
everything's
last
linked.
100 years of, and then British experience of warfare. We just fight with the Europeans.
We just fight with the French
It's
and
like, here's
German.
the last 500 years of Europe
Yeah.
and a little bit of China.
Um, but no, so basically all that to say, when they had that moment referencing the Night of Broken Glass, I immediately was like, oh,
Crystal
I know
Act.
what's going on here. And then when I told Nell about it, she's like, that's the Night of Broken Glass.
That's Crystal Act.
Um, like we've even been to
Sorry,
Berlin.
we shouldn't sound so happy about it.
No, it's horrific. It's truly horrific. But I was on bite size afterwards, brushing up on my history. Like we've been to Germany, we've been to Berlin to learn about what went down.
A ton of stuff.
It's truly a fascinating period of history, especially the Weimar Republic. And so when like Fräulein Schauder was talking about all the historical events she lived through, I was like, yes, you have Fräulein Schauder. Yes, you have. That's a really hard time of like hyperinflation. That wheelbarrow full of money.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I remember the image clearly.
yeah, we have.
But anyways,
anyway,
it definitely
merrily
makes sense that revival went to merrily.
Yeah,
and I don't think like I see some people trying to imply they're like, oh, Eddie Redmayne is the reason Cabaret didn't win. I was like, no, the reason Cabaret didn't win Best Revival is because Merrily won Best Revival.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
I mean, someone said when the Cabaret reviews came out, they were like, "Oh, here you go, Merrily. Here's your Tony." Like, no one was surprised. And again, it's a way of redeeming Sondheim. Sondheim, god of American musical theatre. Who's the god of ours? Andrew Lloyd Webber, unfortunately, I fear.
Yeah.
Best performance by leading actress in a play: Betsy Ainden for Prayer for the French Republic, Jessica Lange, Mother Play, Rachel McAdams, Mary Jane, Sarah Paulson, Appropriate, Amy Ryan, Doubt, A Parable. It went to Sarah Paulson. Sure, I don't know plays like that. Shout out to Sarah Paulson. I'm sure you were great.
Yeah. Sorry, I've not much to add there.
Yeah. Best performance by an actress in leading role: Eden Espinosa, Limpika, Malay Joy Moon, Hell's Kitchen, Kelly O'Hara, Days of Wine and Roses, Marianne Plunkett, The Notebook, Gail Reinking, Cabaret. It went to Malay Joy Moon.
Again, a
stacked
category. That's the word.
That's the word. I was happy for Malay Joy Moon. She's young. She's like in her 20s.
Yeah.
First Broadway debut in a category where there are a lot of established actors.
Yeah.
actresses who this is not their first nomination. This is not their first time on Broadway in a leading role. I'm happy it went to the young girl. I'm sure she's amazing in Hell's Kitchen. They didn't really let her perform at the Tonys, which was kind of sad because Jay-Z had to appear from the staircase. It was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it's one of those categories where I could understand how any of them could win, and it
Yes.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, happy for her.
happy for her.
It's again one of those things of everything I've seen about Hell's Kitchen has just been the performances are amazing.
Yeah. Very well
So I'm
sung.
glad they're winning in that category.
Yes, yeah. Best performance by an actor in a leading role in a musical: Brody Grant, The Outsiders; Jonathan Groff, Merrily We Roll Along; Dorian Haywood, The Notebook; Brian Darcy James, Days of Wine and Roses; Eddie Redmayne, Cabaret.
Before you announce who wins, can you tell me who presented this category?
Oh my god, I have to talk about this. My nightmare blunt rotation. I don't smoke weed, but if I did, Ben Platt and Anthony Ramos.
It's crazy. It's just I saw that I wasn't awake for this one, and I saw the picture
No,
when I
no.
woke up, and I was like, I was like still half asleep. I'm like, there is no way that happened. That's
Like,
not real.
who from 2017 finally became powerful enough to make that happen? I
And
know it
then
was
who did they
fucking
give
one of
it
yours.
to, Esme?
Jonathan Groff. I mean, it was Jonathan Groff from the beginning, but I'm very happy for him because he has been working in the theatre for a while. Um, and this was his first win.
I'm really happy he won it.
Like, he also said in the press room afterwards that he was looking for plays for him and Leah Michelle to do.
Yeah.
So that also makes me happy. It was a sweet moment, you know. He's been nominated so many times and had a good shot at winning so many times that it was nice to see him win.
Yeah. I think it's also like niche. But the line in Merrily about winning the Tony, not niche, but as in people don't know this line because everyone has been talking about it.
Yeah.
But niche is in it is not a real reason to want someone to win a Tony.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really fun on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. They're gonna leak footage of that.
Yeah, because they had someone backstage filming the one the night before.
Yeah, like the day of.
Yeah, it was like massive cheers,
Mm.
and now he's gonna have one. It'll be really fun.
Yeah. I just I like Jonathan Groff. I'm normally quite a
Mm.
cynical person about some quite famous Broadway people, especially when you're best friends with Leah Michelle. But I really enjoy Jonathan Groff. I think he's very talented. That's my Jonathan Groff thoughts. Over best musical was between Hell's Kitchen, Illinois, Outsiders, Sus, and What for Elephants. Where was the Britney Spears musical Once Upon a One More Time?
The biggest snub of the night.
Missing from the list, guys. I am joking. It went to surprise, surprise, The Outsiders. Like I'm happy with The Outsiders being the winner. You know?
Mm.
Um, I think not only did they is it a good musical? I listened to the cast recording about twice and I enjoyed it. But I also think there's a lot that goes into the best musical thing. I think the way that they've got people involved in it, the amount of money that they're making, that rush line is insane.
I think as well out of that list,
Yeah.
again, I think all make complete sense why they got nominated.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was least surprised by The Outsiders winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see kind of any of them winning,
Yeah.
but The Outsiders, I was like, this is most likely to win. If
Yeah.
I'd bet, I would have bet on The Outsiders winning.
If I had the money, I probably would have bet. I could get really into probably betting on the Tonys. Sports, no idea. The Tonys, I get really into.
No, Tony,
Tonys?
Esme, can I ask you,
What?
do you play on Mastermind, the Taylor
Yes.
Swift betting app?
Yes. Friday, we are filling it out, and I'm
Okay,
throwing
I will.
all logic to the wind and just adding my favorite outfits
Yeah,
alongside Beautiful Ghosts, obviously, because in the and London Boy, but I feel like that's pretty easy. guess. Anyway, that was the Tony Awards. Do I have anything else to say? I have some things jotted down that I found funny. The only thing that we haven't covered is Brian Darcy James saying it's always Shrek time. And I saw that and I was quite sleep deprived. And so I did start cackling to myself at like 2 a.m. Because I just think the quote, it's always Shrek time.
It's insane. Like, I love the Tonys.
That like was the moment where I was like, the Tonys, here's the thing. Do they really mean much in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. Like, don't base your worth around the Tonys, but I do enjoy the insanity that they cause.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the Tonys and news. Next time we speak, we would have seen Taylor Swift and we probably would have been at West End Live in some
We have been
form.
discussing the logistics of West End Live for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're going yet. We're gonna decide after Taylor Swift on Friday.
Like, we'll literally be on the tube on the way back going, I don't, like, here's what I think. Do we do it?
The crux of the argument is we can't go both days.
Yes.
Not is it like there's nothing restricting us except our own bodies.
And our own will. Yeah, our own will at a certain point.
Yeah. We aren't able to do both days. So
Yeah.
we have to pick one, and there are things we want to see
on both days.
Basically,
things and then
there are more things we want to see on the Saturday. So
yeah.
Just based on that, logistically, we should just go to Saturday.
We should just go
However, Hadestown is on the Sunday, and we really want to see Hadestown. So there's an argument to go on the Sunday because we want to see Hadestown.
And as you know, we are completely sane about Hadestown.
Yeah, it's then also the thing on the Saturday.
Yeah.
There's kind of a like 2-ish hour chunk
that we don't
made up most. Yeah, like there's maybe an hour or so of made up of mostly shows we want to see.
Yeah.
So we're happy to sit through that. And then there's like an hour and a half with things that we don't care about is too harsh to use. But that
the day
we
after
don't
the
have
Taylor
an interest
Swift
in
concert,
right now.
We don't want to stand outside in the sun and watch.
Yeah. It's either things we haven't seen or something that we saw last year at West End Live, or something that we have seen and isn't our thing.
Yeah.
And then there's like half an hour of shows we want to see.
Yeah.
And then we'd go home.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sunday, we'd turn up, we'd stay for like 2 hours and then leave.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
That's kind of it. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Next week, if we can't talk, then it's because we've been rocking out.
Yeah.
Oh, next week we are doing Oklahoma. Happy 4th
doing
of July. Oklahoma. I'm just going to talk about the revival. When I talk about Oklahoma next week, it's just going to be about that revival because I don't
Our thoughts
care.
is just on the revival.
Yes. Sexy.
I saw a video comparing all of the I Can't Say No's.
Yeah.
From a ton of different productions.
Yeah, it's just
I'll send it to you if you want.
It's one of the oldest musicals, so I'm not going to talk about any other version because I also don't care about them. That's fundamentally, I don't care about.
My mum loves Oklahoma.
I have a friend who loves Oklahoma. She hated the revival. She was traumatized by it. Anyway, we'll speak to you guys next week. Keep a lookout. Taylor Swift will be playing Beautiful Ghost with Android Webber on the stage. Night One Wembley.
Yes.
Bye-bye. We're manifesting. Manifest it with us. Although it would have already happened. All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.